think of looking at this question here is it trig or is it Pythag? Okay, how you identify it? If it is trig, it will be given a right angle, check, and it will give you an angle here or here that it's looking for you to find. It is not giving me that, so it cannot be trig. If it is Pythag, it will be a right angle triangle, check, and it will have all three sides, or it will be asking you to find a side. Look here, all three sides, it's asking me to find this side here. So this means it's Pythag, okay? So Pythag states a squared plus b squared equals c squared, where c is the hypotenuse. The right angle always points at the hypotenuse. Now in this case, we're already given that. Now you've got two options. You can either sub into this and say a and b doesn't matter which way round you call a and b. We could say 7.9 squared plus b squared equals 14.8 squared. That's one way of doing it. Or you could say given hypotenuse, so it becomes c squared minus a squared equals b squared, or vice versa, c squared minus b squared equals a squared. Both will give the same answer. I'm going to put into my calculator 7.9 squared, and that gives me 62.41 plus b squared equals, just left it as b squared as I don't know what that is, and then 14.8 squared gives me an answer of 219.04. Okay, I'm going to get rid of this 62.41, so I'm going to take it away from this side, which means I take it away from this side. So I put into my calculator this 219.04, take away 62.41, and that gives me an answer of b squared is equal to 156.63, and then to get rid of the squared, I'm going to square root both sides. So b would be the square root of that answer, and that gives me 12.5 to 1 decimal place. Okay, 12.5 to 1 decimal place. If I'd done it this way, I would have just ended up saying, what was it, 14.8 squared, take away 7.9 squared equals b squared. I would have literally put that into my calculator as 14.8 squared, take away 7.9 squared, press equals, got that answer there, 156.63. I then would have square rooted both sides and got b was equal to exactly the same answer I just got. Okay, so 12.5. Okay, question below it, trig or Pythag? So same question again, trig or Pythag. You need to be thinking about which one is which. Trig will be a right angle triangle, check, and it will give me another angle, yes, check, so it must be trig. Okay, if it's trig, I'm going to use SOHCAHTOA. So to use SOHCAHTOA, I'm going to label up the triangle. Right angle points at hypotenuse. This angle here we think is a cannon. Cannons shoot cannonballs. Here's the cannonball being shot over here, and that's what we call the opposite. And then here is the adjacent. So you underline the hypotenuse because we're given it. We then underline the side that we want to find out. We want to know this y centimetres, so I've underlined op there. We now go through the word SOHCAHTOA and cross out an O or a H. O or H. There. The one that is double crossed out tells me to use that formula. So the SOH stands for sine theta, or sine angle, sine x you could call it if you wanted to, is equal to opposite over hypotenuse. That would be sine 45.9 is equal to the opposite, which is y, or you could keep on calling it op if you wanted to, over 12.3. We're going to get rid of this divide by 12.3 by timesing both sides by 12.3. And then I'm going to say this is 12.3 multiplied by sine 45.9 is equal to y, and then that is going into my calculator. So 12.3 times sine 45.9. So that's what I have in my calculator. Press equals, and I get the answer 8. And I'll just do it to 1 dp, 8.8 to 1 dp. Okay, could you come over now and complete your reflection?